But for those who don't know you, my name is Kelly Riley Salyers. I am your community manager. I want to welcome everyone to our candidate meet and greet night. I wanted to thank all the candidates for being here this evening and all the staff that helped get this evening put together and to make it possible. Before we get going, I do want to review some of the evening's procedures just so we all know what to expect. Each candidate will have an opportunity to introduce themselves and make a speech. Just like last year, presentations will be limited to 3 minutes in length. This event is being recorded. The recordings will be posted on the mysweetgrass.net website. This is no questions at this particular event. There is not an open Q&A. If you have questions for your candidates, please submit them using the online form or by using one of the paper forms in the lobby. For the online forms, there'll be a link in today's e-blast. There is a QR code set up over there for those that are comfortable using that on your phone, or there's some actual paper forms out in the lobby area, and you can just stick them in the jar when you're done. We will compile the list of questions and present them to the candidates in their video interviews, which will be taking place on Monday. And then the video interviews will be uploaded onto the MySweetGrass.net website Tuesday of next week. They will all three be loaded at the exact same time. Please understand that due to time constraints, we may not be able to use every question that is submitted. So if we received literally hundreds of questions, there's no way we can expect the candidates to answer all of them. So we will try to give them the questions that are asked the most. And then we may have to, not use some of the ones where we only had one or two. If the questions are substantially similar to each other, we will also try to consolidate them and to make them a single question so we can get as many questions answered as possible. So I want to give a few election updates before we let the candidates start giving their speeches. The association has partnered with an independent election service provider for conducting the election, just like last year. They will administer the election, they monitor the incoming ballots, and they will certify the results for us after the election is over. The company name is the Inspectors of Election. This is the same company that we used previously, so hopefully this process should then be more familiar to you because we're not really changing who's going to be handling the election for us. If you have an email address on file, you will receive your election information via email. We have over 98% email capture rate here in Sweetgrass, which is very, very high. That means for 98% of the homes in the community, we have an email address on file. But if you're one of the 2% that does not have an email on file, you will receive your ballot in the mail. So whether you're going to be getting yours in the mail or via email, please keep your eye out for emails or letters from the Inspectors of Election. This is who's sending your election information. It's not spam. It's not a trick. This is the real election package when it comes in. We are expecting those to go out Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. In your election packet, it will include the ballot, voting instructions. It includes a username and password for voting online, or it includes mailing information if you want to fill out your ballot and mail it in. If you do choose to mail in your ballot, please make sure you send it with enough time to arrive by the deadline, which is Monday, August 15th. Each household has their own unique username and password. This prevents the same household from voting more than once or from someone trying to steal your vote. The Lake House staff does not have access to your election username and password. If for some reason you do not receive your ballot, we will include contact information for Inspector of Election in our community emails, as well as on the mysweetgrass.net website. And they will either send you a new ballot or give you the credentials for logging in online. As a reminder, the voting period will open on Wednesday, July 20th. That is next Wednesday, and will close at 5 p.m. on Monday, August 15th. This should give everyone plenty of time to vote. That's several weeks of voting period. And again, don't forget, if you choose to mail your response, allow enough time for it to arrive by the deadline because ballots that arrive after the deadline will not be included in the results. We will provide community-wide emails with reminders and links several times throughout the voting period. But remember, you can always go to mysweetgrass.net. We'll be putting copies of everything that we send out will be going onto the website. We consider it sort of our one-stop shop for all things election related. There is a link directly on the homepage. So if you go to mysweetgrass.net, there's a big banner that Stephen put on there that says Elections 2022. You simply click it and it'll take you right to the election page. You don't have to go searching through any things like that. It's going to be right there up front for you to take a look at. So, okay, so now for the reason that we're all here, we're going to have our candidates come up one at a time to speak. Again, make sure your cell phone is silenced if you have not already done so. Step out in the hallway if you need to take a call or have a conversation. Candidates, as a reminder, you are limited to 3 minutes. We will use the green, yellow, and red card system to help make this easier, which Stephen has in front of him. If it wasn't obvious, green means go, yellow means you have 1 minute left, and red means that it's time to stop. We don't have like one of those big hooks to pull you away when your time is up. Please, on the honor system, make sure that you keep your eye on these cards and stop when the card goes red. We will be going in alphabetical order by last name. So our first candidate up this evening will be Larry Gervin.
That's not fair. She did that on purpose. Good evening. Thank you for coming. Glad to see y'all and everybody that's online. My name is Larry Gervin. My wife Byron and I live in Windmill Glen, right across the street. We've been here about 9 years. I'm a member of the Men's Club. I'm also a member of Day Trippers. At Windmill Glen, I have co-chaired with Mark Tantillo for 8 of those 9 years in Windmill Glen. It's been an active committee type thing in Windmill Glen. Not as much as some of the other communities, but we've been pretty active. I was a member of the Finance Committee for 6.5 years. Of those 6.5 years, 4.5 years, I was the chair of the Finance Committee. I am currently your board treasurer, and I work very hard at thinking that one of my biggest goals as being a board member is financial stability for Sweetgrass. I'm also the liaison for the board to the MUD, the LID, and also the Neighborhood Action Committee. Now, when I ran for the board the first time, we all remember that other people who were here, that there was very little transparency, very little communication, and very little trust. My personal goal when elected to the board was to help my fellow board members to provide a level of transparency that could not be found as anything but the best it could be. As far as communications, we, the board, worked very hard at communicating everything that happened. And in some cases, people didn't like it, but that's the way the world runs out there. I can tell you that the negativity coming to my emails dropped by almost 99%. Lastly, financial stability. We have $1.7 million in the reserves. Some of you have been here long enough to know that when we didn't even have $1 million. We have almost $1 million in our cash fund. We are financially stable. We are ready to move forward. I thank you for voting for me the last time. I would like for your vote again this coming race. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Next up will be Mark Hochstein.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mark Hochstein. I have lived in Sweetgrass Knotted Pines with my wife, Bonnie, for over 5 years. We felt that moving to Sweetgrass would be like living in a resort and wanted to be part of it. Today, I know we made a great decision. I'm very involved in our community. I am a member of the Sweetgrass Men's Club, the Art Club, Day Trippers, Travel Club, Sweetgrass Havra, and the Poker Club. I play pool at the lake house regularly and use the indoor and outdoor pools, utilize the fitness center, and attend special events at the lake house. CCMC's lake house staff all know me, as many of the residents of Sweetgrass do. I'm a positive person with common sense attitude. As an HOA board member, it's important to understand the budget, planning, manage HOA finances, deal with disputes, discuss and carry out ideas, and listen to you, the membership. At the same time, it is important to work as a team member with other board members, committees, and the CCMC management team. Previous experience that I can draw from as a board member covers a wide spectrum. I worked in facility management for 20 years with the Coastal Corporation, where I planned and managed the leasing and construction of office space throughout the United States and Aruba while being involved in daily operation of the Houston headquarters. Daily operations included a staff of 19 people under my supervision to handle general office maintenance for Coastal's headquarters. I worked for 15 years in city government in cities of Missouri City and Sugar Land. I worked with developers, MUDs and LIDs. I have a complete knowledge on how subdivision infrastructure functions. At the cities, I worked in conjunction with Fort Bend's engineering department for road and traffic improvements in each city's ETJ. My knowledge includes procedures for changing and setting speed limits, installing stop signs, parking regulations, and more. The rules of our HOA community are described in the declarations of covenants, conditions, and restrictions, also known as the CCRs. My goals of the board members to utilize our CCRs to preserve, maintain, and enhance our home and property values in the community with homeowner involvement. As a part of a 5-member board, I will promote sound business judgment, transparency, provide direction to the management team, and represent the community and work together as an advocate with the association among residents to preserve, protect, and enhance Sweetgrass. I have no hidden agenda. I will not tell you that there won't be future increase in the HOA dues. With inflation, cost of living, salaries, and more, HOA dues will someday have to increase. I see it as my responsibility with the other board members to ensure that we maintain our facilities at an acceptable standard, utilizing competent vendors to provide services that are warranted. Change is good. It's time to vote for Mark Hochstein and acquire a new perspective. Put a fresh new set of eyes on board. I want to work with you as your resident advocate to preserve, protect, and enhance Sweetgrass with a common sense attitude. Thank you.
And our final speaker this evening will be Sue Merdler.
Don't get scared. This isn't a speech that's written out. Welcome. It's been a year since I've been in front of you like this. Last year I was here. I told you my platform. I wanted us to be a fabulous community that encompasses everyone and to help everyone feel like they're a member of a community and that we enhance our community so that everyone can enjoy living here. I want this to be the #1 place to live, and I think it is. I'm glad I came here 5 years ago, and I'm looking forward to a very long stay. This year, since I've been on the board, I've lived up to my organization. I told you I'm an organized person. I keep track of all the things that the board's supposed to do in our workshops. I keep track of what we've accomplished. So if the topic comes back up, we know what we've done before. I do that for the board, and I also do that for the Neighborhood Action Committee. I keep their notes for them. And that's one of the things I was a member of when I was Copperleaf's neighborhood rep. So I understand how important those reps are. So I do this to help support them. This year, I wanted to meet more of you. I wanted to become more active. COVID's basically over. It's under control, we hope. So I'm a member of the Veterans Club. I've been active with the Women's Club. I participate with Day Trippers, and I'm looking forward to their trip next week to see the Monet exhibit. And I'm enjoying learning how to line dance. Might be clumsy at it, but they deal with me and let me come. And I'm enjoying it. I attend fitness classes here, and I use the gym regularly. I've started to attend special events, and I'm glad to see how many of our community comes out to these events. Everything that we're doing is for you folks. And the more we can do is through communication. We're trying to get the word out to you, but we can't keep improving unless you communicate with us. And I look forward to being part of continuing the forward motion that we have established this past year. Thank you.
Actually, I'd like to say one more round of applause for our candidates this evening. I thought all three did a wonderful job. it's not easy to get up in front of a group of people and tell them why they need to vote for them. So it's a tough job. You guys did great. So as a reminder, this video will be posted on the mysweetgrass.net website. And again, the candidate interviews will take place on Monday. And as soon as those are completed, they will be uploaded, which we expect to be probably first thing Tuesday morning. That way you can watch this video over again if you want to, or, share it with friends that didn't attend this evening at your leisure. You will receive a lot of information about the election over the upcoming weeks. Again, all that information will be included on the mysweetgrass.net website. If for some reason you can't find what you're looking for, please stop by the front desk or shoot me an email and I will be happy to assist you. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys again for joining us this evening. Have a great night and a great trip home